Hi everyone and very good evening to all of you. I hope that you are all fine, and at this point of time let's straight away come to the main discussion. Since देखो last time that I gave a schedule, it was all about your preparation of the entire 100 days, and today we are sitting on just 49 number of days. So I took this opportunity of discussing this right when the 49 days are remaining, because a lot of things are going on in our mind, mostly focusing on how to revise. That's question number one I'm getting. Question two I'm getting is, sir, how to give a GT? My scores are not improving. And third, sir, I'm not able to maintain the really routine that you always ask us for. So some of you are able to read for say 10 hours, some of you are able to read for just 4 hours, and more importantly, some of you are able to read for a continuous number of 4 days, and then you have a big break and you're not able to maintain the entire continuity. So what to do about it, how to plan your days ahead of 40 number of days, and how to daily divide the entire routine into 2 hours or 1 hour or just half an hour. How to use those time very importantly is what I am going to discuss in this video together. So good evening to all of you who have joined me right now. I'll straight away come to the topic because your time is very important. I'll not take a lot of time right now, and straight away come to the topic. So this routine I have made today is all depend upon the days that we're starting upon. And देखो, let's talk about how to make a good use of the routine right now. If you talk about a good routine, your routine right now should consist of at least more than 10 hours a day. We all are like a marathon runners, right? We have been running this race for the last 4.5 of MBBS year plus 1 year of internship, and from that we have at least prepared 1 year more if you are a post intern right now. And we all want that to push ourselves maximally so that we get the best result that we always have dreamt of and achieved of. What are the small things are very important right now, and one of them is your daily routine. So I would suggest you to follow this routine at this point of time. Your timetable I can give you is at least of 12.5 hours. So you should wake up at around 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you should have a light breakfast. Now, I would just want you to have a light breakfast because most of the time I have seen students after having a breakfast, a heavy breakfast, they feel so sleepy that they at least sleep for 1 hour even after having breakfast. So just have a light breakfast. You may have some good amount of water in between that will help you be hydrated, and after that then our next session starts from 11 to 1:30 p.m. So I'm giving you 2.5 hours of time. Before the lunch I want you to at least have a 4.5 hours of continuous reading. This is very important because this will make the entire tone of the day. When you wake up supposedly at 6 a.m. or maybe 6:30 a.m., whatever you feel comfortable, what I'm trying to tell you here is, since your exam is at 9 o'clock in the morning, so you must all be ready at this amount of time. You should not change your schedule just 1 month before, because it's not very easy for us to get in that schedule. So if you're a late waker, I think you should just change your time up and start waking up in the early amount of time so that you are most confident, you're most attentive at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just try to do that right from here onwards. I'll take all of your questions. Let me just first tell you what my plan is for you. Now, from 7 to 10 a.m. you have the first 2 hours. From that, then you have a time of 11 to 1:30 p.m. and then you have a lunch. Ab lunch mein, again, this is a big problem nowadays because I have also stayed like in a hostel only, and when I was preparing in Gautam Nagar, the food is not so good. And what you can do is just try to avoid oily food right now, because when you take oily food, you have a lot of lethargy going in your mind, and be more attentive so that the amount of food that you take is very important. The quality of food that you take is very important. So just ensure that you don't go for long distances to have your food. If you are put up a tiffin services in your home, and if you're staying at your home, that's a best option that you can have. But if it are not at all, because most of you might be sitting in isolated places in maybe everywhere in India, and that is when your food becomes very important. So I want to stress on that fact also. Just try to eat less oily food. Whatever you eat right now is okay, but just decrease that bit, because once you have that full stomach, what will happen is you always feel that drowsiness in you, and don't want that drowsiness to have right now in you. You have to motivate yourself. Every hour should count right now, and for doing that your mind should be fully attentive. And therefore I want you to eat less, and you may just increase the frequency, but just eat less right now. From 2 to the 5 p.m. you again have a 3 hour, and then from 6 to 9 you have again a 3 hour. But here I'm giving you 1 hour of break. Now in this break, what you must do is just use it for non-academic activities. Maybe if you are Instagram follower, you want a Twitter, whatever you want to do this in this time only. And throughout the day, don't even try to look into every 1 hour or half an hour into Instagram or Telegram or Facebook or whatever you want to. So this time is your time. It is, I'll say it is me time. And this me time can be going out, having some fun, having a cup of tea and coffee. You want to meet your friends, whatever you want, this is your time. No one can take it out from you. This is completely your time. Now, when you come back from 6 to 9 p.m., you again have a 3 hour of continuous studies, and this will really help you to perform better. Because right now in these 3 hours, I have a different plan for you. Sure, tell you how to utilize this 6 to 9 p.m. because I have made a complete schedule for you over the next days coming up as to how should you use the evening time, and also how should you use the morning time. From 10 to 12 a.m., this is time for complete MCQs, and that can be, usually I want you to solve the PYQs only at this amount of time. So this is completely for previous year questions, and if you have solved any a test series, or you have given a GT that you have not able to revise it, this is a time for that only. So how you must proceed upon the entire next 49 days. Please understand guys, please suno mere dhyan se. Only 49 days are remaining, and every day counts right now. Every day counts. In that every day, please don't waste time. The time is really precious. No one can make you realize this more than yourself. You all know where you stand, and if you don't know it, just apply for a GT, you get to know where you stand for. Anyone who's scoring above 140, 150, I can tell you a very good, decent chance of getting a rank within 5,000 in this year's NEET PG exam. If your score is between 120 to 140, you have to buck up. And this buck up will come when you revise the things again and again. So let's talk about the revision strategies and what topic to just start right now. Okay. Dekho. So I am dividing this entire thing. This is January. This is the month of January. This is the month of February. So right now I am not giving a schedule till the month of March. I'm just dividing the entire thing in January and February. Today we are sitting on 15th of January, and today I'm counting from today till the 4th of March. We have a continuous number of 49 days remaining. Now I will talk about 20th February and onwards. I have made one more very decent plan of revision for you, but that is possible only if you cover these things right now. So what to do right now? I'll want all of you to start with the 3 days of anatomy right now. Okay, 3 days of anatomy. Ab dekho, in these 3 days, what you must cover, that is very, very important. Dekho, often what we do, I don't know if it happens to you or not, I'm taking my own notes, this is my own notes, and I am trying to read the entire thing. When I read the first page of the notes, what is happening is, while I'm putting the half notes part, something else is coming to my mind, and I'm deeply lost there. Even though I'm looking at my notes, I'm not able to concentrate what I must read. So if this is happening to you, please, please, please just close your copy. Do not read these notes again. Just think about that distractive thought completely. Then you again open your copy and again read the stuffs. Because if you're reading the entire thing with a distracted mind, not only you are wasting your time, but you're also not able to cover what you have planned for the same day. So if distraction is coming to your mind, please completely close your copy and then think about distraction again when you open the copy with a simple promise to yourself. I will not think about distractions anyhow further. So can you all guys do this for me? Do this. Just promise myself, yes sir, I will do the same way. Do not look into your notes with a distracted mind. This is one thing that students are doing, and hence they are not able to finish what they really want to in the stipulated time that you're giving themselves. Okay. Secondly, what I want you all to do is, in all the notes copy, you might have marked the most important points or those points you always forget. So I want you all to read those topics first and read everything else later on. I know their copy might be 100 pages or 200 pages copy and you want to read everything, but literally that's not possible. So what you must do is, don't revise the entire subject right now on one go. Divide those important topics in the first day and try to cover that first. Because what is happening is, every time you are starting to prepare, you're just overshooting your limit, isn't it? You're trying to plan to read anatomy from 9 to 6, but you're not able to finish it, and now you're extending the time to the next time. So what is happening? After 6, you had one more plan of reading other subject, and you're not able to cover that. So what you must do is, please try to read the most important high yielding topics that are marked in the notes right now, and do not read everything in the notes. I think this is the time you must buck up and try to understand the high yielding topics are most important. Okay, and I think you all might have gone through those high yielding points that I have made, those 19 subjects high yielding topics. You might have all gone through this, and it's better that you also focus on those high yielding topics from this PDF. This PDF you can find in my own Telegram group. Just you take out a print out of this. This is also valid for this year also, because a lot of question actually came from last year also. So this is 19 subject high yielding notes that I prepared last year. It's very valid for this year also. Just take out a copy from this. If it is possible, just read out this, and if this is also very extensive for you, just do not read this. Just read what you have marked in your own note copy. Okay, so if you have time, you can read all of them. Yes, that's very good. If you don't have time, that's completely fine, and then you can read it whatever you have marked in your own notes copy. That is one thing to do. Acha. Now from that, what you must do is, in this time, every time is not for anatomy. Please understand this. From the time from, as I told you, from 10 p.m. every day, okay, every from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. this is for a PYQs. So PYQs must make your integral part of daily routine. Now PYQ, how much to go forward? I'll say that, what is happening is, usually we want to solve around 2017 onwards for INI-CET, if that is possible for you. So for INI-CET, I'll say, for INI-CET, you must solve 2017 onwards, and for the NEET PG, at least you must solve from 2019 onwards. So if you try to solve this one, so 17 onwards, it's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 6 into 2 is at least 12 sessions of INI-CET paper, and this is around 19, 20, 21, 22. So this will be our 4. So this is around 4 papers, and this has both of them around 200 questions. This make a huge number of 16 into 200, and that gives you a total amount of 3200 MCQs that you have to cover. Now, when you're covering these topics, ensure that you also read those topics well from the notes. Okay, so I think that you have read this side till now. If you haven't read, I think this is the right time to pick up those topics and start preparing in that way also. So this is a basic routine. On the 16, 17, 18, you have to solve the anatomy, and from 10 p.m. onwards, you have to just solve the previous year questions, or if you have solved the anatomy module somewhere, if you have solved the question bank somewhere, this must be also revised on the same day. Please don't leave everything for the last. I think last has come, and you must understand that from this time on, a few days, first day you can solve the PYQs, on the next day you can solve the question bank to be revised that you have previously solved, and then on the third day you can revise the same thing again. On 19th and 20th there is a ophthal, and then on the 20th I want all of you to also appear for a GT also. Now since time is less, so I want to all of you to appear for the GT on this day. Just appear on GT on this day, and on 21st give your time for review purpose of GT. Review the GT on 21st. Okay, review the purpose, review the GT on 21st. Similarly, if you're appearing for GT on 31st, you're appearing for GT here. So on the 1st, you should review the GT. Because if you give the complete day for GT and you're not able to do, if you're not able to review the GT, the entire day is lost. So I want all of you to also divide the GT into 2 days. On first day, you appear for 3 hours continuously, and just leave it. If you don't have time, start reading your topic or subject that you have planned for that day. On the next day, you again take out the GT and start reviewing it, because this will give you a good momentum, and you're able to solve and read the complete GT, because it becomes very tedious and for you all to read the GT on the same day that you're also appearing for. But if it is possible for you to review the GT on the same day, that is the best thing to do. Okay, but what I've got from various students is that said I'm not able to review the GT on the same day. I think you can take the GT review on the next day also. So the next GT comes on the 12th of February. So you have first GT on 20th, the second on 31st, the third GT on 12th, and on the 21st of the February I have this 4 GT for you. So till my plan of 21st, I want all of you for appearing for 4 GT and also reviewing it possibly next time. Some questions being asked are how much I should score in a GT. I believe that at this point of time, the scoring of GT, it should be around 135 to 145, somewhere between that. Now question is, sir, how to review a GT? That's a very important question. When you are giving a GT, so do not throw the paper out. Suppose I'm giving a GT right now. This is a paper in front of me. This is a simple piece of paper. Nothing else is there. Okay, it's a simple blank paper. So what I do, if I have my 20th notebook, that's one thing to take out right now. Else, for a GT, what you must do is, just take a piece of paper and any question that you are not able to solve it, so that paper, that question, it should be written there. Suppose you are not able to solve question number 5, just write question 5 here, and then you solve question 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now you have a problem on question number 12, just write question 12 now. Suppose you are able to solve question number 12, but one of the option of question 12 was confusing to you. Suppose the question 12 was on an option on parasympathetic supply, and you are not able to exactly recollect that which nerve was supplying, suppose the inguinal canal. That is a confusion to you. Just write the inguinal canal, and question 12 I'll see this. So when you go to review the GT, you should read the explanations, and in the explanations just go to that part where the nerve is written and just go through the next question again. That means, see, in the 200 question of the GT, you don't have time to read the explanation for every question. That's not literally possible because we have a lot of time. So in that 200 question, suppose you're getting 120 correct, okay, and you're getting suppose 70 wrong, and you have left 10. This 10 is left. This 20 is wrong, and 120 is correct. Let's give you a random example. So the first thing you should do is look for these 10 questions. And so these 10 questions, it must be written there. These 10 questions, it must be written there. So if it is written there, in this part, this yahan par. So first look at this one, there's a first priority. The second priority is this one. And the third priority is among 120, whichever was a complete guess. Now, this is also what you must see. Suppose in this entire GT, you have guessed a few questions. Just keep on writing this in a piece of paper, and at the last, just view those questions only. I'm telling you, it will really save you a lot of time. Now, if it is possible for you, just add those wrong things in the 20th notebook, which you have making this persistently throughout the last few months. But if you have still not made a 20th notebook, just again don't throw this piece of paper. Just scribble those wrong questions or wrong answers in this piece of paper only. Okay? And just keep it with you in your study table. The next day when you wake up, just look at those questions and then start your reading on the next day. That's one thing you must do. Okay? Now, a few other questions often asked to me, sir, is the JIPMER questions important? I don't think JIPMER is the question that is important right now, because the examination body for this still is AIMS and the NB pattern, which is based on the AIMS like question only. So if you want to solve it, I will ask you to solve the INI-CT questions better and not to focus a lot on JIPMER questions as such. If you want to get a rank of around 10,000 and within that, I think you should actually be aiming for 145 plus. Correct, 145 plus correct in your regular GTs as such now. And if you want to score, it all depends upon what your GT and how the toughness of the GT is. Let's come back to the schedule right now. Ab dekho, in the schedule, please ensure that you understand that in pediatrics, it's a short subject, not a very big subject as such. So dermatology should be read in 5 to 9 p.m. at this day only. Similarly, OBG I'm giving you again 4 days, but ENT should be read in the 2 days here. Dekho, in this part, again biochemistry, I'm putting in 5 to 9 p.m. here. And then after this topic, I think because you have done microbiology before this, I'm not putting microbiology here. But if you want microbiology, you can put 2 days for microbiology here also. Now, please remember one thing. We want to finish our reading till 21st, because from 21st, we have just around 12 days remaining for the NEET PG. I don't want you to appear a lot of GT after 21st. Maybe one GT we can give, maybe 1 or 2 maximum, not more than that. In the last 7 days, I don't want you all to app for GT. So please do app for GT right now only. Okay, right now only. And do not look into a lot of stuffs. What is possible right now is you see a lot of stuffs going on in your YouTube में इतना कुछ चल रहा है, Instagram में इतने सारे posts आ रहे हैं, and you are going into that FOMO, fear of missing out, and you always feel कि यार मैं तो इतना कुछ नहीं पढ़ रहा हूँ, तो मेरा कैसे होगा? Please remember the notes that you have made. If you have applied for last year's NEET PG question, all those questions are repeated as topics which are important in clinical scenario to the patients. So do not look into very hi-fi stuffs. Important things are always the PYQs and the PYQ topics. Why? Because those questions are repeatedly being asked, because that's important for the patient's point of view. Suppose you are a examiner and you want to make suppose 5 questions in medicine. Want to make 2 questions from MI? Want to make 2 questions from endocrinology and 1 question from neurology, 1 to 2 questions from neurology? Because you are doing the same thing, any examiner will also think of the same thing. They look into the commonly asked topics, and from that they ask you the questions. And since we go on reading so many things, it becomes very difficult for us to revise at that amount of time. Let's now understand how to, make yourself more and more confident. हम समझो बात को. Right now, our time is limited, but the more importantly we utilize the time in a better way, it is easy for us to get a good rank in PG. See, the number of, this is always a 80-20% rule. 80-20% rule. That means in questions also, 80% of all the questions come from 20% topics. Okay, that means out of suppose 100 topics in medicine, 20% of those topics will make 80% of the questions, and therefore you don't need to read everything in medicine also. Similarly, suppose 100 students are giving the exam. Out of that 100, 20 are preparing very good, yet like you all, and 80 are just applying for the exam. In those 20, again 80% have prepared the topic very well. So 20% prepare the topic very well, and 80% are still underconfident. This rules goes everywhere. So don't think about what is going to happen in the main exam. Think about how you can use your day right now. Let's talk about, suppose you are in that category who are not able to recollect anything in that. Suppose you are trying to read anatomy tomorrow. Okay. So I am talking to those students right now who do not or who are not confident in that subject completely. What to do for you? First step number 1 is to take the PYQs from 2000, if it is possible, 18 onwards, 19 onwards for the NEET, and take a note of all the questions asked there. If you want my help, again look for or the 19 subject high yielding questions that I have prepared you, high yielding question that I have given to you, that PDF can be taken off. That's the first thing to do. So suppose you're starting tomorrow from anatomy and you don't remember anything from anatomy. Let's assume that. So from the time from that I'm giving you from 7 p.m. till, suppose I'm giving you till 11 a.m. This is when you can solve completely PYQs. If this is not done, if this is supposedly not able to cover, then you extend this time from 7 to suppose 1 p.m. So this entire time focus on the PYQs only. Once you get to know what to remember, then go back to your notes and read those topics over the next 2-3 days. Got the point? Suppose you don't even remember anything right now and you're not in that condition that you're able to read the notes also. The best thing is go and watch the revision video series or LMRP video series, and that is one way of revising the entire thing even more better in a simple way. Okay, because every faculty has revised the entire, suppose 50 hours or 70 hours of their entire subject in just 15 or 10 hours. So that is one thing you can do, that is, plus you can read or watch the revision videos. Okay? So first step number 1, PYQ. Step number 2, watch the revision video series or the LMRP. Okay? Then third, these two things becomes your base. Okay, this becomes your base. Revise this only. Do not look anything else now. Do not look into lot of stuffs going on. कि कहीं पर ये घूम रहा है, यहाँ पर ये नया टॉपिक मिला है, यहाँ पर ये PDF मिल रहा है. Do not look that. This becomes your base. Focus on this only. But suppose you are in that category. This is first category. Okay. The second category is you have read anatomy very well. You have read anatomy very well. Okay. And right now your GT score is above 145. Okay, then you must go for knowledge enhancement. And what is knowledge enhancement? You can go and read the step 1 of the the MLE, or you can actually solve more and more questions from the question modules. But that is possible only if you read anatomy very well and a score right now is more than 145 plus correct. More than 145 correct in all the GT happening in the last 5 months. Okay. Okay, let's answer a few other questions. Sir, how to go about the question bank now? How to customize the modules beside the PYQs, all the subjects or important topics only? That's a very, very good question. If you are trying to solve the questions, the first priority is PYQ, as you told me. The second priority is important questions only from PYQ topics. Do not solve the entire question bank. Do not do that. That's completely waste of time. So first solve the PYQs and second solve the important questions. Third, revise the modules that you have already done. If you have done this, do revise this, else that will completely go to waste. Completely goes to waste. Okay. Now comes कि sir I am not able to cross 100 questions correct. कोई बात नहीं. Just focus on revision. If your GT score is less than 100, just focus on revision. Just focus on revision. As you revise this multiple times, your score is definitely going to increase. It will surely go from 100 to 130. You can easily achieve that if you keep on focusing on revision and do analyze the GT. Okay, so GT analysis becomes very, very important as to where exactly are you going wrong there. Okay, now comes the question, sir, how should I solve the e-Gurukul revision question bank series right now? Give your time. I told you that time is from 10 to 12 p.m. 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. is completely for questions. So since you have taken the Gurukul question bank, I believe that you at least have solved once the PYQs. Do solve it at the time from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. only. Next question, sir, how to utilize vibe? Very important question. Ab dekho, do not watch the entire vibe. Pick up those subjects which are very, very high yielding in terms of images for the NEET. And what are those? Anatomy, microbiology, pathology, surgery instruments, gynae ops instruments, dermatology, orthopedics X-ray, radiology X-ray. Those are really, really very important. So first of all the 19, cover these subjects and then read anything else. Got the point? Few other questions. Sir, I have completed this and skipped anatomy, medicine and comparative medicine. How to do it now? Very simple. If you have skipped it, watch revision videos. But don't skip a subject and apply for NEET. That's the wrong thing you are doing. Do not do that. For God's sake, do not do that. At least watch revision videos and cover that subject because that is really important. Who knows, in this year, PSM becomes 30 questions. You're gone. Are you sure PSM will ask only 20 questions? No. So, padho. At least watch the revision video series. You can surely solve around 10 to 15 questions just by revision video series. Sir, I have not studied medicine. Should I leave the subject? No. Please don't do that. At least watch revision video series and just solve PYQs. Just answer me one thing. Suppose this year medicine question comes to be 40. मान लो आ गया. Are you sure it won't come? It can come. Then what to do? So don't skip a subject. Do read it, even though less, but do read it. Okay. Sir, in every GT or a PYQ, there is a lot of written down thing that you should read. So if you have read that subject well, if you're confident about that topic, don't read a lot of things in the explanations, because explanations are made from the textbooks which are not pertinent to what you must read. Just read why the answer was correct or wrong and just get over with it. Okay. So stack at 120 correct. How to go about it? That's a very good question. 120 plus, you can surely reach 140 plus. आराम से. Focus on revision and analyze a GT. Revision में क्या focus करना है? Any topic that is you have read the topic and that topic read has been marked wrong in GT. Go back to the notes and revise it again. Okay. If that point is not written in the notes, this paper will help you. यहाँ लिख लो and just promise yourself this will not be wrong in the next time that you read the same thing. Okay. Okay. Next question. Sir, I am unable to wake up in the morning and study. बेटा नहीं चलेगा. Right now, you must change the curriculum of your daily reading. Wake up early because you want to be maximum attentive at 9 a.m. in the exam. 17-15 days before, you cannot do that. Please try to start it right now from tomorrow onwards only. That's what my feeling is. Else, you can take your own call. Sir, FMG questions important. Beta, jab you have to be solving NICT questions, you're solving NEET questions, FMG questions are made from this only. I think you should stick to the NICT and the NEET paper only. Okay. Sir, possible, can you please upload the PYQ topics and PDF on Google Drive? Okay, ठीक है, I'll try to do that. You have to just connect me on Instagram. Instagram or Telegram. You can just connect me to that. Sir, plateau between 130, 140. That is happening because you are not revising the topics that you are making wrong. Just focus on wrong. Second thing, a lot of students do not understand. To improve score in the GT, you always keep on focusing to improve the score. Focus on making wrong to correct. You should make negative to positive. You are focusing only on negative. छोड़ दो ना इसको. Till now, in 200 questions, you are solving how many? 180, right? And that 180 questions, suppose your 100 is correct, 80 is wrong. Right now, you must focus on these 20 questions here. Okay? This will be correct by revision. Once you revise this, this will actually go here. But what about the 20 questions? Why are you leaving it? Try to attempt this also. And from this 20, even if you are able to score, say, 10 questions correct, your score is completely improved. So focus on that. Sir, my score is around 250 only, but medicine is still left. How to manage that? Dekho, I'm telling you, better watch the revision video series and solve the PYQs. Your score in medicine will surely improve. Try karo isko. Just take 3 days for medicine and do that. Sir, how to prepare pharmacology? Pharma is a very, very volatile subject. One subject I want you all to read every week is pharma. Very, very important. 20 questions are going to come surely from pharma. And that question can be solved only from pharmacology, mechanism of action only. So do revise pharmacology every week. That's the best way to revise. And write this mechanism of action, stick in front of the study table. When you sit down there, please look at that before you start studying anytime. Okay? So doing only PYQs okay or compulsory to go for GT? GT then zaruri hai. PYQ will not help. GT is must. Must. Okay? Stuck between 400 marrow, 450 pre-PG. Can I go for 550 main exam? I'm telling you that is surely possible. Focus on revision, guys. Do focus on revision. Do try to see why are you not able to solve this 20 question. 20 question not attempting. Focus on this 20 question. You have to put this 20 question here. And because of revision, this will actually go here. Your score from 100 will surely shoot up to 130, 140. And for those who are scoring 140, can surely go over to 160 also. So how to cope up from anxiety issues? Because anxiety is important right now also because it pushes you. If you're not anxious, not worried about the exam, how will it push you? So the anxiety level should push you to read more. Okay? Just to decrease that, maybe you can just do regular exercises in the morning time and have a lot of water also. But don't think a lot about the outcome of the exam. Think about your today's. How are you using this date today to achieve the main result on the 5th of March? So do not look at the outcome of the exam. Just look into what you can do today to improve your concentration and what you can do to use the next 2 hours in a better way. So micro planning is more important than a mega planning that you are doing right now. So even after reading notes 30 correct out of 50, without reading also going retrograde also 30, how to go about this, sir? If you're getting notes 30 correct out of 50, that's a very good score right now. So maybe you're missing the 20 questions because maybe you're not reading the question well. Maybe you're in such a hurry that you're reading the question, not reading the options well. So if you give the time to that question while solving GT, maybe your score will surely improve, because if you're scoring 30 out of 50, it's a very good score. 20 question getting wrong, maybe because not reading the question well and making silly mistakes out of it. Sir, it's better to make notes from subject-wise topics for those subjects which I have left. Because first, I think you should cover the subject by just watching the revision video series. There's still time left for that. And then you must be able to solve the PYQs also. That's a simple way to do that. Sir, whenever reading notes, it is difficult to focus only on highlighted material. That's the biggest problem. What happens is, since you have the entire copy with you, our mind is not able to understand that I want to read only this point. Please remember, this is important. The question that you have marked there, if you don't read this, you'll forget everything. So I understand you won't read everything. That's your basic problem, right? But right now, since 49 days are remaining, you must focus more on those highlighted topics only, because that is what you don't remember completely. Okay? Up and down, even though you don't remember right now, still you will remember something out of it. And that something is enough to get a question answer, because the PYQ or a question has a multiple choice. The choice written there. So once you recollect that topic, just half that question or option just clicks you. But those highlighted points is what you are not able to remember, and therefore you focus on that more. Okay, I know that's a problem because we want to read everything, but that's not really possible for us. I just take a few last few questions because last 5 minutes. Okay, last 5 minutes. Sir, I need to do more MCQ or notes. It should be a balance. MCQ you must be doing from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. and try to read the notes through the entire day. And if you feel that notes are done, then you just reverse the timing and read for the MCQs for the more amount of time and notes for less amount of time. That depends upon where you stand right now. Sir, it gives FOMO if the question comes from unhighlighted. Because that happens, but that highlighted points is you have highlighted it. If you feel that you remember those points that you highlighted, don't read that. Then your other points which are not highlighted, that becomes important right then. Okay. So what I'm usually believing is that solving a question and knowing the right answer for that question will solve the unhighlighted portion also. Okay, so highlighted portion ko padho. From the highlighted question, the question comes in the GT or something, just read the explanations and get over with it. Okay, else we're not able to revise our subjects. Please understand that. Okay. So how to do fast revision? Do active revision. Look at a copy. First of all, close your eyes and tell yourself what you remember from that page. Okay, and then do passive revision. Matlab, you take out a page and first you ask yourself what you remember there. And don't start reading that completely. Okay, suppose you're able to recollect 20% and not remember 80%, just read 80% only. Next page, maybe you remember 50%, you remember 50%, just read 50% only. That's a way to revise fast. Because if you start reading everything from that page, that will really take a lot of time. So how to utilize the self-assessment and review books right now? I think if you've solved it, do revise that round question. If you have not solved it, that's not the right time to take that out. Okay. So how to read Ops and Gynae? If you have not read it completely and are underconfident in, take the PYQs and then solve the question bank if you have done that, and only then you read your notes. If you have not read the notes, not made the notes, not even done anything, go to watch the revision video series. That's it. Sir, how to read surgery? Same thing. देखो, depends upon have you read surgery ever before. Ever से मेरा मतलब है for the PG this year, not before. मतलब उतना before नहीं. So if you have read this year and you have the notes with you, start reading the PYQs and the notes. That's the best way to solve it. Sir, please guide regarding power course also. Power course, देखो, it's now already done. So I think if you have joined it, please make a schedule according to power course only. If you have not joined it, then revision video series or PYQ is the right way approaching right now for the next 49 days remaining. Sir, please guide regarding the, okay, this is done. Sir, one subject per day or 2-3 subjects per day? I will say for a subject which is not very long, like for example, you are giving 1 day for ophtha, तो एक ही दिन दोगे ना. But suppose in my schedule, if I show you my schedule, so in my schedule I'm giving you medicine around 5 days. Okay, 5 days. So in this you can put one more subject here only. Surgery I'm giving you 5 days. So because surgery is I'm giving you 5 days right now, put one more subject here. But suppose you are reading a subject like opthal on a single day, you cannot add anything else. So depends upon what your schedule is. If you're following my schedule, I have made this schedule for you, and focus on this only. Take a snapshot of this and do stick in for a study table and do follow this only. So I think that is all from my side, guys. I will not take a lot of time because this will keep on going ahead. I hope you like this session. If you want me to come more often, please do put your valuable comments after this video ends, because it's live chats I'm not able to see here. So after the video ends, please put your valuable comments here, or you may connect me to my Telegram channel also and put your Telegram your comments if you want me to come more often and motivate and talk to you in this manner only. Hoping you like the video. I hope that it's worthy of your time, and let's meet again. Till then, please follow my schedule, please read daily and motivate yourself every single hour. I'm very sure you will come in a better way and score and get a result that you always have dreamt for. Wishing you all the best from my side. Take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye.